Hello to the fellows and the ladies. We're almost at the festival, so it's almost there. It's basically, I actually think Venice is like, by the time I'm filming this, Venice has officially begun. Still got this and one other prediction one to get out there before the festivals begin, before I go to TIFF. So let's just get right. Let's just start. Start with the supporting acting categories. I start with supporting actor because that's where the biggest update comes from. Got the trailer for The Piano Lesson. And I gotta say, I'm not convinced about Sam Jackson anymore. I'm sure he'll be great, but everything about this movie is starting to point to Danielle Deadwyler being the one, like being that person. And I really don't think Piano Lesson is the movie that wins 2 acting Oscars. I'm not saying Sam Jackson can't win, but if Danielle Deadwyler is clearly the front runner, like clearly the one in Piano Lesson, and he doesn't have that performance to back it up, I don't think they're just going to give it to him. So I do think Sam Jackson's going to get nominated. I do think I want to shift tones to Clarence Macklin. I've been saying from the get-go that, like, had Sam Jackson not been a threat, I would be predicting Clarence Macklin. But if I'm going to step away from Sam Jackson, I got to stick to my word, and I do think Clarence Macklin, outside of Sam Jackson, of course, makes the most sense. Given that he has a narrative, given that he's going to be on the campaign trail like crazy, given that I believe Sing Sing is going to win Best Picture. I can see a world where he doesn't sweep, but let's put it like this, if Sam Jackson's not going to win, who else is? After that, I feel pretty good about continuing my brutalist confidence streak with Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce, apparently, it seems like he has a really, really big role in the movie. I don't really know what his role is. In fact, I could be being a real stupid head, and it could really just be Adrian Brody getting in. But it does seem like Guy Pearce has a really strong role in the movie. Apparently, like, a lot of it focuses on Adrian Brody's, not connection, but, like, reliance on Guy Pearce's character. So I feel like Guy Pearce will probably just get in if the movie's in, but also it really could just be an Adrian Brody movie. Like, it could just be that. After that, I have to eat my own words here. I remember thinking, well, if Gladiator doesn't get in the picture, it's not getting any acting nominations. And a part of me does still think there's an ounce of truth to that. But even then, back in, I believe, July, I said that Joseph Quinn was going to be the guy that gets in with Gladiator. Oh, sorry, guys. I saw that trailer and I went, oh, it's Denzel. It's Denzel Washington. Y'all called it. I didn't. And a part of me does want to just say, well, if Gladiator doesn't get in the picture, it still gets no acting nominations, but, like, it is Denzel Washington. He looks like he's going to be a real scene stealer. He probably won't get BAFTA, but he could easily get Globe and SAG, probably Critics' Choice. He could just become a staple. Like, he can just easily get, like, lockstep every, major precursor. So, I'll just keep, I'll predict him. I'll predict Denzel Washington. It does track. I do get it. And then I think Edward Norton, look, A Complete Unknown is starting to show that it's, maybe we jumped too hard to conclusions. Like, Timothy will still get in, but, like, it is doing some very big reshoots right now. Edward Norton is playing a real-life singer whose name is, of course, Pete Seeger. A famous man playing a well-known singer. He's got the prosthetics on. He could just be like the guy that gets in alongside Timothy if Complete Unknown's a picture. Without picture, I'm not gonna lie, I don't see it. And at this point in time, I think I would keep a Complete Unknown in picture. I'm not like certain about it, but the moment I would, and as long as I'm doing that, I think I would predict Edward Norton. Now, with Kieran Culkin, man, it's tricky. Because he's going to do really well with critics. I know Charles Melton did too, but Charles Melton, that was more anomalistic than usual. And also Charles Melton's was not established, whereas Kieran very much is. It's just, man, a real pain. Took a real shot to the heart when Complete Unknown was confirmed for this year. It does feel like, once slots start closing off, Kieran becomes very vulnerable, which is unfortunate, but, the fact of the matter. In terms of the Conclave boys, again, if the movie's on picture, neither. With picture, we can, I would say Tucci would get in with a heart, with pretty much a bullet. I don't really think I need to discuss that much. I mean, Tucci would just get in. In terms of Lithgow, it seems pretty clear that he's the lesser one, but he's also never been nominated, so that could mean something. That could push him over the edge a little bit. There is very much a world where Conclave gets double nominated supporting category and supporting actor. That's not lost on me at all. But again, I don't have Conclave in picture, so oops. Drew Starkey for Queer. If Queer's in picture, we can have the conversation. I'm sure he'll be amazing. Everyone's gonna think he's fantastic. Everyone's gonna think he's deserving. But it is. We are talking about a young boy. This is gonna be his debut. Not his debut. This is probably gonna be his breakout, if you will. So I'm not really looking at Drew Starkey like too much. But if Queer's big, I won't count him out entirely. Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. My guess is that he will just suffer from The Apprentice being a non-factor. Like Sebastian Stan is a lot easier to get in because like a lot of people are seeing the movie for him to see what he does as Donald Trump if the movie comes out this year, of course. Whereas Jeremy Strong, he could come along with him. Just if they're seeing the movie, they're also seeing Jeremy Strong, and apparently he's excellent. But I don't know, something with the competition like stiffing up the way it is. I feel like he might just suffer from the fact that his movie's not a thing outside of his co-star. John Turturro for The Room Next Door is a very much question mark. Like, I don't know, maybe he does a lot. My guess, though, is that it's purely Julianne and Tilda. But, I could, if The Room Next Door really if The Room Next Door gets into the picture and John Turturro really impresses, I don't want to fully count him out. Harris Dickinson and Stephen Graham for Blitz. Again, I'm in the camp that Blitz is like slowly sinking. In fact, and by the next video, I might have taken that out of the picture. Not yet, though. I don't really know which way the wind's blowing for these two. It's not like Conclave where it's clearly Stanley Tucci, and I can also see both getting in. This one, I think the wind's blowing to Harris Dickinson, but my guess is like they wouldn't get double nominated together, and I don't know if I really believe in Stephen Graham anymore. But I never really believed in Harris Dickinson. I don't know. I'm still sticking that even if Blitz gets a picture, he gets no acting nominations. Mark Eidelstein for Anora. I have now seen Anora. Review will be coming when it premieres at TIFF. And I can now say, even though I think Mark Eidelstein is fantastic, he is missing from a large chunk of the movie. Being the young guy on the block, being, the new guy, especially when Mikey Madison's so big. Quite frankly, I don't even think he's the best supporting actor in the movie. I'm going to say Mark Eidelstein does not get in. Now, as for Jeremy Pope for the collaboration, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that movie. I don't know why the fuck it's doing no festivals. It's weird. I do think he would have a shot if the movie, existed. I still am a little like, man, what if Chris Hemsworth makes a real play for the nomination? Like, what if he gets some, like, Globe or SAG or, it won't get Critics' Choice. But what if he makes a real play for SAG and Globe? Like, I still think that's very possible for Chris Hemsworth to pull off. I know the performance I saw, and it's like, well, here's the thing with Furiosa. It's not getting a picture. Like, that's clear. I know it bombed. But people are still going to see the movie. Like, voters are still going to see the movie. They're still going to, like, put the movie in front of people. I don't know. I feel like Chris Hemsworth still has a shot. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. After that, I think it's pretty slim pickings. Michael Shannon for The End. I don't know. I never really bought him. I really think it's more Tilda and Moses. Ray Fisher, The Piano Lesson. I feel, again, Danielle Deadwyler is going to be such the standout. I don't think Piano Lesson is going to be a double supporting actor kind of movie. And I really think Jackson, he's got to take his thunder, so, Schwartzman for Queer, just in case, I guess. Brian Tyree Henry for The Fire Inside. A lot of people are going to go, like, well, he got in for Causeway, shockingly. And to that I say, well, that's not because, like, they just have a hard-on for shock nominations for Brian Tyree Henry. I think The Fire Inside is, like, I suppose his shots aren't zero, but I would say no to Brian Tyree Henry. More yes to Ryan Destiny, even though I still think she wouldn't get in. Pedro Pascal Gladiator is not going to happen. Paul Raci for Sing Sing. I thought it was possible if they really loved Sing Sing like that much, but no, I'm going to say that even then he wouldn't happen. Jesse Levin's Kinds of Kindness, I won't say 0% chance, but my guess it would very much lean towards no. And then Dave Bautista for The Last Showgirl. Okay, so my thought process is like, because I'm going to mention this again, supporting actress, more leaning towards Jamie Lee Curtis and Dave Bautista, granted. But, if Pamela Anderson gets in, like, Pamela Anderson becomes, like, such a lock, maybe she can drag one of her co-stars with her. We'll see about that, obviously, time to tell. And, honestly, Dave Bautista is a very exciting actor for a lot of people. I feel like if he got the performance, they wouldn't have too much of a problem nominating him. But I'm going to say this is not going to be the one, because I don't even think Pamela Anderson's getting in right now. Supporting actress, like I said, I think Danielle Deadwyler, I feel like you gotta go with her. The trailer didn't really do much to showcase acting. First of all, I love the trailer. I think the trailer's like, it looks so much better than I thought it was going to be. But Danielle Deadwyler really looks like she's going to have, like, the stuff. it really does look like the pendulum is shifting to Danielle Deadweiler when it becomes the piano lesson. It was all about Sam Jackson, Sam Jackson, Sam Jackson. Maybe we'll watch the movie and I feel stupid. It really is Sam Jackson. But like, go on Tiff's website, even the small things. Go on Tiff's website and see that they single out Danielle Deadweiler. I will be seeing this at Tiff, so I'll find out very soon. But it is starting to make me go, I think I need to predict Danielle Deadweiler to win. I really do. After that, I feel like Zoe Saldana is going to get in. And Selena Gomez. I feel like Amelia Perez is just a package deal where Zoe and Selena get in together. If the category becomes so stacked, maybe Selena could get fucked over. Whereas I think Zoe is a little bit more secure. For the record, just a quick note, I didn't even mention Zoe in my last supporting video because there was a little bit of a confusion that made me believe that both her and Carla were going to be campaign and lead together. That has been rectified. She is going supporting. I feel like Zoe will just get in. As long as Perez is a thing, as long as Carla is a thing, it does seem like, you know, considering how, like, she was, like, you know, one of the most, like, she's technically the highest grossing actress ever, because she was in, like, the Avatar movies and the Guardians movies and the Avengers movies. You know, I feel like her getting an Oscar nomination, it feels like her time. As for Selena Gomez, a lot of people are going to go, no, they're not going to do Selena Gomez, they never will. I don't know, I don't think they're going to gatekeep her if they love Amelia Perez. I don't see why they would gatekeep Selena Gomez. Clearly, she's not, like, you know, fucking Wizard of Waverly Place lady anymore. I don't think they see her as that. I'm not saying they take her seriously. I'm not saying she's the most respected actress in the world, but I also don't think she has disrespect. She's had her awards run with Only Murders in the Building. You know, she has that credibility to her. And if she has a performance, which judging by the last trailer, she really does. I don't know. I feel like her and Zoe just are not separable. Tilda Swinton will probably just get it. As long as The Room Next Door is like a thing, I feel like Tilda Swinton will just happen. My thing with The Room Next Door is I do not think it'll get Best Picture, but I think no matter what, we'll always consider it a factor. And with that in mind, I do think Tilda and Julianne Moore will just happen. Yeah, I have no problem breaking Tilda Swinton. We can move on. After that, I did decide to go with Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, continuing my Brutalist, you know, overconfidence, if you will. Like I said with Guy Pearce, The Brutalist could really just be Adrian Brody. Like, I do not deny that at all. And, you know, it looks a little bit like Guy Pearce and Adrian Brody are going to be more of the main focus. But I feel like if Felicity Jones will have like a couple of scenes, you know, she'll get in. 3.5 hour runtime, she's bound to have some scenes. So I'm saying yes to Felicity Jones for the time being. But I'm not like married to her. I'm more married to Adrian Brody than Felicity Jones. I did have to take Natasha Lyonne out. Which breaks my heart, but you know, I had to make some cuts. I also didn't really feel comfortable putting 4 Netflix supporting actress women in. Ingenue Ellis and Isabella Rossellini, I can still talk about them. If the movies are in picture, then absolutely. Well, the reactions on Telluride are like banging, then like Ingenue will get in because like that's just she's like the draw. And then for Rossellini, you know, I do kind of get the sense that she's not like as like big as Ray Fiennes or Stanley Tucci in terms of like, you know, importance to the plot, but she'll do enough to like maybe even just squeeze in.
So this video took longer to edit than I anticipated, and now we have reactions to Nickel Boys and Conclave out of Telluride. And they're all pretty fucking excellent. I firmly conceded on Conclave. Nickel Boys, it seems to be a little more experimental than anticipated, so I am gonna give it a little bit of a wait see until I put that in. But in terms of how it affects this video, weirdly enough, not as much as I would have anticipated from being proven wrong about Nickel Boys and Conclave. In fact, in both cases, in terms of Ingenue Ellis and then Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, and Isabel Rossellini, like on face value, they seem to have gotten like very little attention. In fact, I've seen some reactions point to Ingenue Ellis like being like not really in the movie nearly as much. And in terms of Conclave, it's like every reaction I've seen has like gone out of the way to like praise Ray Fiennes to a scene degrades. I put Ray Fiennes in for the record, but I've seen little, like almost no mentions of Stanley Tucci, Isabella Rossellini, or John Lithgow. So I never thought I'd do this, but I feel like I'm actually gonna, even though I'll put Conclave in the picture, I'm gonna leave the supporting actors out for the time being. I see the movie really soon because of TIFF, so you know I'll keep it in mind when I go see them, but right now I'm actually going to keep them out. And Ingenue, I'm going to keep her, and honestly, I'm keeping the movie out too for the time being.
Leslie Manville for Queer, in theory, I should be predicting her in a landslide, but for some reason, my brain's not letting me. I feel like she's just not in it, like, that much. So I'm just not going to predict her. Elle Fanning for Queen Unknown, I don't think so. You know, playing the love interest of Bob Dylan, I'm sure she'll be great. I'm sure she'll have her moments. Maybe she'll stand a chance, but my guess is she'll just, like, fall between the cracks. Kathleen Keener for Joker Folie, though, I actually have heard through the grapevine that she's not impossible. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I'm not putting Lady Gaga in supporting actors until I know for sure. I still get the sense she's going to go in lead. Same goes to Saoirse Ronan for Blitz. I'm not doing that until I know. I'm not saying it's impossible for either to go supporting, I just don't think so, and quite frankly, I don't think I'd predict either of them, even if they were in supporting. Anyway, Kathleen Keener. I don't know if she has like a pretty meaty role. Maybe. But I do think it is such a Lady Gaga and Joaquin show, and I don't think Joaquin's going to get any more, to be fair. I'm trying to lose a lot of faith in Joker, but, I'll keep it in for the time being until we know what it is. Moses Ingram for The End. Again, if The End's in picture, I think she can be a real nuclear bomb in this category. Jennifer Lopez for Unstoppable. Recently, Jharrel Jerome won the TIFF Award for this movie. I will make sure I go check this out. I believe I'm watching it on the third day of the festival. And maybe Lopez can be a real behemoth. She's in the news a lot now for reasons. And maybe Jharrel Jerome does end up getting in, and maybe he's so strong he's able to take Jennifer Lopez with him. I definitely buy this possibility. I don't think Connie Nielsen gets in. Honestly, I only think Denzel's like the only real acting possibility. For Gladiator, I don't think Paul Mescal has a really big shot. Joan Chen for Dee Dee. I did see Dee Dee. She is amazing, but I did go out saying, if someone asked me if Dee Dee would get nominations, I did say if it gets one, it would be her. I won't call her impossible, but I'm going to say no for the time being. Like I said, with Dave Bautista, I do think if Pamela Anderson does end up getting in, she's so strong, kind of like what I said with Jharrel Jerome, maybe Pamela Anderson is so strong that she's able to pull someone with her like Jamie Lee Curtis. I do think Jamie Lee Curtis, obviously, she just won recently. Maybe she is excellent in this movie. I'm open to this possibility, but I want to see Last Show Go First, which I intend to do, like, very, very soon at the premiere at TIFF. And then for Rachel Sennett for Saturday Night, the trailer, she really didn't do anything. By all accounts, Gabriel LaBelle is the only acting thing for Saturday Night, so I'm going to say no, Rachel Sennett does not get in. And that is all. No more supporting acting predictions until after the festivals, after TIFF and NIFF. Anyway, like, subscribe, and share. Fuck off. Bye!